One of the top questions we get at Nerd Fitness: why can't I lose weight? And it's no surprise we get asked that so much. In one study, the CDC found that about half of Americans have tried to lose weight in the last year. But unfortunately, Scientific America also reported that roughly 80% of people who lost a significant amount of weight won't maintain that after 12 months. Yikes. Despite how difficult it is to lose weight and keep it off, we have seen it time and time again here at Nerd Fitness. Today, we'll take a look at the story of one of our coaching clients, Megan, and share with you some of the steps that she took on her incredible weight loss journey. Meet Megan, a member of the Nerd Fitness community. She had never not tried to lose weight, moving from extreme diets to exercise her body wasn't ready for. In her words,
"There's no shortage of information on the internet of people trying to tell you exactly what to do. Walk the 10,000 steps, exercise every day, eat the things that they say to eat." And everybody makes it sound so easy. But my problem was that when I tried to do all of those things at once, I couldn't do any of them. And so what would end up happening is I would start a new program, start fresh, I'd commit to it, and I would be so restrictive in my eating foods that I didn't love. I would go to the grocery store and buy all sorts of foods that everyone said I had to eat, only to end up throwing them out. And then I would punish my body with exercise that it wasn't ready to do at my heaviest weight. And all of that put so much stress and strain on my body. There's only so long I could keep that up before my body just gave out on me and I would quit and then have to start again.
like many people, Megan was trying to change everything about her habits and nutrition all at once. She did it because that's what she thought she had to do. Megan's struggle with weight loss hit a breaking point when it started impacting her most important relationships, the one she had with her children.
Everything was just really hard for me physically. I remember at one point in time, my only goal was to be able to climb up a single flight of stairs without feeling breathless and having to stop it and be able to breathe. Even something as simple as going upstairs to my bedroom every night was really difficult to me. And the feelings of shame and guilt when I took my children to an amusement park and I had to test the test seats, or I had to tell them that we couldn't ride on their favorite ride because I couldn't fit along with them. That created a lot of shame and negative feelings that I carried around with me for a long time. I was forced to confront what my future would look like if I continued down this path. I had been starting to struggle with sleep apnea. My husband would tell me that I would stop breathing in the middle of the night. I was starting to have problems with my legs where they would swell up really large, and I was concerned that I had a blood clot. And so I was worried if I was actually going to be around for my children.
How many of you had thoughts or challenges like this? Or had to turn down adventures because you were afraid you weren't ready for them? People lose weight for many different reasons. One of the biggest underlying motivators we've seen throughout is the ability to enjoy time with friends and family.
I just hadn't been successful, but I had thought that I was destined to be overweight my entire life. And so I had hid away the scale. When I finally felt brave enough to step on the scale for the first time in a long time, the number said 351 pounds. And so the moment for me was facing that scale and getting on it and really trying to understand what that meant for me and what that meant for my future and my family.
Megan took a hard look at her past efforts. She had tried time and time again, taking big swings and trying to adjust everything. And while she hadn't reached her goals, she did find that she had to do something different. And that's why we say a failure isn't always a failure, because you learn what doesn't work for you. So instead of trying to completely overhaul everything, Megan did the opposite. She decided she would start small.
And so I said, I'm gonna do this again. I did a New Year's resolution like I had so many times in the past, but I said this time is gonna be different. And I didn't make fast weight loss my primary goal. I realized that if I was going to be truly successful this time, I was going to have to do something completely different. And so what I realized is that in the past, when I tried to do everything that people told me to do, I ended up getting burnt out and doing nothing. And so I said, I'm just gonna make one small change every single couple of days to a week and see what happens. I just wanted to do a little bit better every single day and see what that did in terms of progress.
Building new habits is hard. Studies have shown this time and time again. Focusing on one or two small changes at a time is bound to be much more successful then big changes and complete lifestyle overhauls.
And so I constantly had to remind myself that consistency wins in weight loss every single time, especially when compared to extreme measures, which never worked for me. And so doing these small changes that I could stick to that felt easy actually gave me faster results than any of the extreme efforts I tried in the past.
So, what exactly did Megan do?
3 things that I did to start off. Number 1 is I had a rule. If I was going to eat something, I was going to put it on a plate. And so no more mindless snacking when I was making dinner, no more, grazing all day. If I was going to eat, I was going to face what I was eating. I was going to put it on a plate. Secondly, I bought the cheapest food scale that I could find on Amazon, and I downloaded the free calorie tracking app, and I weighed and measured all of my foods, and I didn't try to make any changes at that point. I just spent a week or two just understanding the calories in the food that I was eating. And that was truly eye-opening because I don't think I realized, number 1, how much my measurements were off in terms of, what I thought a tablespoon of peanut butter was and what a tablespoon of peanut butter actually is. And then also, just how many calories are in certain things that I just didn't realize. And so the combination of those things were really eye-opening, and it helped me understand where I had to go next. And so then from there, I took one part of one meal. Maybe it was, taking a look at my breakfast and swapping out the whole milk with the lower fat milk, really trying to keep the essence of the enjoyment of the food I was eating, but bring the calories down a little bit. And I just kept making those tweaks and those swaps slowly over time that I built a snowball, and nothing felt too big or too radically changed. I changed so slowly over time, my eating habits, that I didn't even realize it was happening. And I didn't miss the food that I used to eat because I was truly enjoying what I was eating for the first time.
This is outstanding. Small and manageable changes that allowed her to build up new habits while avoiding frustration and overload. She focused nearly all her energy and attention on nutrition. Meanwhile, exercise included some easy, gentle movement, a big difference from the punishing and unsustainable routines she had tried in the past. Megan made absolutely incredible progress on her own, and I'll let her talk about that in a second. But after over a year of working towards her goals, she was starting to feel a little burnt out and stuck. She also knew that maintaining the weight loss was going to be a challenge.
So I had a lot of success on my own losing the weight, and I lost over 200 pounds, by myself over the course of 15 months, focusing on nutrition and then slowly adding some gentle movement. And then, before I knew it, I had hit my goal weight of being over 200 pounds down. And the interesting thing happens when you hit your goal weight is that nothing really happens, and you're left with the reality of the fact that now you have to maintain this weight loss for the rest of your life. And that's where the challenge really started for me. And I knew that I had invested so much time and energy into getting to this point. I did not want to lose the progress and regain the weight that I had spent so much energy trying to lose.
That's when she turned to Nerd Fitness for additional support. And her coach started to introduce strength training, knowing that working on building muscle and getting stronger would help Megan maintain long-term weight loss.
And so I started to do research, and I found out that the folks that I read about that were successful in their weight loss journeys, they all picked up strength training as a next step. And so I thought that I'd spent so much time focusing on trying to be small. I really wanted to spend more time trying to learn how to be strong. And so that's where I found my husband had Steve's book, Level Up Your Life, and he recommended checking out Nerd Fitness. And so I looked into the coaching program, and I realized it was exactly what I needed. Somebody who had never picked up a weight before in their life, learning how to now transition from having lost weight to maintaining my weight loss, learning healthy habits, and really building the strength that I had lost by running in a calorie deficit for so long.
Instead of thinking about body size, she started thinking about what her body could do. And this is a much more empowering mindset to have. And even more important than that, focusing on strength allowed her to take her mind off the scale. And just like before, Megan and her coach started small, building up routines at the gym and also being comfortable and confident in getting in a quick workout at home. They also took on a lot of challenges we have within the Nerd Fitness Journey app.
Ever since I can remember, I've had these really vivid dreams, even as a little girl, about being able to run. And in my dreams, I just remember feeling such this feeling of freedom. And so, one of the first things I worked with my coach on at Nerd Fitness was a Couch to 5K program. And so, I actually was able to run my first 5K with Nerd Fitness the first year that I joined. And then after that, they continued to add new challenges. So, I got my first chin up with Nerd Fitness, and also worked on learning how to deadlift. And my big goal there was deadlifting more than my body weight. And so when I talk to my coach, we talk about some of those goals of the things that I want to do, like run the 5K, run the 10K, get the chin up, get the deadlift. And then she programs the workouts that enable me to have that strength in order to accomplish those goals. And so I've been able to just check them off over time, and it's just been such a different feeling than watching the scale. Building the strength has actually been so much more of a confidence building thing for me than watching any number on the scale.
This is an incredible transformation for somebody who just a few years ago wanted to be able to walk up the stairs without losing their breath. If you haven't already, give a huge shout out to Megan in the comments below. Also, be sure to check out Megan's Instagram account, where she continues her incredible journey and supports others on the same journey too. So, our big takeaway from Megan's story is to start small. And you may be asking yourself, what small steps can I take? The answer is, it depends. The sweet spot is to find an action that's small enough to accomplish, yet big enough to feel rewarding. And on top of that, we need to stop discounting these small steps. Way too many people get caught up in an all or nothing mindset and think that a complete overhaul of their habits is the only way. If that works for you, congratulations, that's awesome. But if you're watching this far into the video, I'm guessing that it has not. Megan started making small adjustments to her nutrition along with very gentle movement. She then stepped into our coaching program, as well as the fun habit building adventures in Nerd Fitness Journey. Other rebels have started with exercise by taking a short walk or doing a workout a few times a week. And still, others have started with both, perhaps focusing on drinking water each day along with some regular activity. No matter who you are, you want to make a small intention, carry it out consistently for several weeks, and track how it goes. And if it's too challenging, that's okay. You've learned something valuable, gained some wisdom, XP, and leveled up. Adjust the habit and go again. If it's feeling too easy, that's okay too. Give it a few weeks and then add on to it. Maybe you make the same habit more involved, or maybe you tackle another area like Megan did with her strength training. Keep at it. You can do this. And if you need some additional support and accountability, Nerd Fitness is here to help. And if you're still not sure where to get started, you'll definitely want to check out this video where I give you more awesome ideas. And check out this other one on maintaining momentum and consistency.